Do you guys know this? Every day I'm hustling. No? What about, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Come on, it's Rick Ross. It's Rosé. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Annie, your psychic limitless mindset manifestation coach. So you're probably wondering, Annie, why are you singing Rick Ross? Like, why are you singing rap or hip hop? Well, if you know me, sometimes when I connect with people and there's certain messages that come through, it comes in the form of a lyric, yeah? And I do listen to hip hop and rap, I do. So I randomly came across a podcast and it's called Assets Over Liabilities, and Rick Ross was there being interviewed. So you can check out the link here below on my YouTube channel. And some of the points that he mentioned I thought was so interesting that we can all take away to learn from, particularly around a wealth mindset, because there's a different form of mindset that you carry when you're in like the millions or even the billions, whole different mindset. So I'm going to break it down with some of the things that he said that I thought was very interesting. So the first point is every day I'm hustling. That's what Rick Ross does. Every day he's hustling. Now a hustle's mindset is completely different than an average Joe who goes to work from an office and gets a 9-to-5 job, a waged income. That's fine. But a hustler, whoa, a whole different mindset, guys. Like, you have to be resilient, tenacious, you're looking at opportunities, you're looking at gaps, you've got solutions, you're making that transaction. It's like, whoa. I remember when the first time I landed in New York, it was a complete culture shock, because I could see on the streets of New York City, people were hustling, people were just on the go, they were hustling. And I was like, wow, this is a whole different ball game. So one of my good friends out in LA, he said to me, Annie, when you're back in New York City next, watch and observe and navigate your way through the streets of New York City. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, don't just put your head down and just go to your destination. Watch and observe. You'll see people trying to sell, trying to hustle, trying to create opportunities, making that dollar, business transactions. It's always on the go. So when I got back into New York City, I was like, wow, look what everyone's doing. You know, everyone's hustling in the streets of New York City. So imagine for a moment you live in New York City, and imagine you just lost your job. You don't have much savings and you've got to make your rent. Yeah. So it's going to force you into a mindset where you have to get out there and hustle, whether it's hustling for another job, hustling for, exchange of goods, services, whatever it may be. You're going to have to go out and hustle and bustle. So at some point in everyone's lives, you get external factors around you. It's going to cause a shift in your internal. And that's what's going to cause you to look inwards and change your mindset. There's always something that happens. Now, would you wait for that moment to happen? Or would you start creating that mindset now? So not only are you creating a hustler's mindset, but what you're actually doing is stepping into the energy of a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. One of the key things that really struck me in that podcast was when Rick Ross was asked the question, how are you diplomatic as a boss? And his answer was, you need to learn to manage your emotions. Look at that. You got to learn to manage your emotions, because ultimately it's those emotions that create your reality, how you react to situations, the outcomes, the manifesting state of your desired outcomes or emotions. So unless you are not learning how to manage your emotions, how to react in certain situations, then you're not going to fully master the state of manifesting. You're not. So in business, you will win some, you will lose some, but it's how you react to the ones that you've lost to will determine how much of a boss you really are. Oh my God, I really like that. So ask yourself, how are you going to grow from that situation? What have you learned from it? What are you going to do different next time? What are the lessons that you had to learn? How are you going to manage and deal your emotions a lot more better? Because remember, if you're reacting to something instantly of something that you've lost, what you're doing is you're amplifying the energy. So you're bringing more of it. So learning to be in a calm, relaxed state is going to help you in your manifesting state. Because remember, there's no such thing as hiccups, nothing at all. Everything is always part of a universal test. How much do you really want it? Well, you know what? We're going to throw something to you and we're going to test your manifesting state. We're going to test your inner state. That's what the universe likes to do. So the more relaxed and calm you become, and the more you work on that inner state, the more you look at the things that you've lost and you turn it into something a bit more positive for next directions and next actions and goals, then you're changing everything around in terms of your manifesting state. Another point that Rick Ross mentioned was leave the door open for good opportunities. So in your mind, visualize that door being open for opportunities to come in. And just sit back and say, right, I'm open to the opportunities that present itself, whatever the universe is going to align me to. And a key thing to remember from this, guys, is no one can't stop you on what you want to do. Rick Ross said that actually in the podcast, but yes. Now, the self-education, what you invest in yourself in terms of your knowledge is so, so important. So Rick Ross, he mentioned that he completed, masters and publishing. He went away, he taught himself, everything was self-taught. You see, we don't know everything. So when it comes to business, there are certain things that you need to upgrade on, to teach yourself on, to get that acquired knowledge, to get that acquired insight, to start attracting those networks of people in. So always remember, the biggest investment ever is you. What's the investment that you're going to make in your business to accumulate more of that wealth and more of that abundance? What are you actively doing? Now, because this podcast was talking about assets over liabilities, there's one thing that was mentioned that could be applied to anything, any area of your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's marriages, career, business, finances, investments. And that one thing is what Rick Ross said. He said, don't look at the current state of it, look at the potential of that. So when you're looking at the potential of it, guys, you are living in the end result of it. You're looking at the desired outcome. That's what you're doing. So in a form, that's a manifestation. So let's take real estate, for example. Rick Ross, he took someone's liability, a piece of land, and he turned it into his own asset. The promised land, that beast of a mansion. Rick Ross also mentioned having the right people on your team that want to see you win. Not having dodgy accountants that want to take your money away. Totally bow wow, check out. So the final point that I'm going to mention is mentorship. Now, mentorship in the form of you're surrounded by entrepreneurs who've got that entrepreneurial mindset. You're brainstorming together, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing the resources, like he says, and also having a coach that's going to help you manage those emotions, help you manage from day to day, help you get into that inner state, help you get into that manifesting state, start attracting those opportunities in, visualizing that door being open for those opportunities to come in. But you want to make it stick. That's why I say it's so important. Invest in the right people, the right team around you, and you watch how you're going to excel in your energy. I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. You can check out my other videos on my YouTube channel. But until then, let me do it one more time. Huh. Rose. Huh. Bow wow. Check out, guys. Did I do it right? I hope I did it right.